This is another one for Mr. Drejion Reed. I hate to say names wrong. I'm just going to say Mr. Reed. I'm just going to call you Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed in spirit. That's why I'm talking. Right? So you might say, well, why is she talking like she's talking to him? Because I am. Okay? We got deck 5 of the abuse cards. And deck 3 of the healing of the soul. When you hurt someone to their core or murder them. Follow me. So the first card for Mr. Reed is this. He needed to tell somebody he wanted out. So we hear something as far as money. So I don't know if Mr. Reed was involved with anything that it would have something to do with money. Get what I'm saying? Let's just flow for a minute. Okay. He spectated and challenged something. Or somebody toward him. So we hear right here that he got X'd out, Mr. Reed. And somebody was fence watching. That means it was another cop or it was witnesses somewhere around. Neighbors or somebody. Follow me? Okay. It says right here, he felt the moisture of what this took from him. And his family also. Because he was at some, this is, oh, look at this. Look at God. God knows. Look, God brought out the bullet card. I told you, God knows all the decks. Know what's in them. This a familiar place. This a familiar actual place. So this a place that Mr. Reed might go to, or a familiar place. I don't know what it is. Or a place he frequent. Some kind of place like that. Whatever it is. Because he got shot where he got shot. But I don't know if that's a place he frequent. I don't know. Some place he frequent. Let's just flow. See, it's the shooting card. He was shot. And it grossed different people out. Right? He was shot, wounded, and murdered. Because he was murdered, as far as my other storyline, I feel it said he was murdered. Gossip, he is entwined in gossip. It was limited light at the boardwalk, so I don't know what time of the day it was. And it went to court or was going to court, anything like that. Looking at the reality, looking at things realistically, because he was feeling protected, but he had a book of lies. It was a book of lies. I'm feeling protected. So he checked the time and the date that's honorable. Or his family is for a court hearing, anything like that, because he chanced it and he chose. We got the work ethics, so I don't know. Was he working somewhere? Let's flow for a minute. Work ethics. You're calling too much. I can put this with the cops. They was trying to get him to stop. I don't know if they was talking out a bullhorn. I don't know. If that's hollering out their car. They didn't have good work ethics. Or they wanted to have good work ethics. They chanced it and chose. Check the time. That was honorable. That goes with a job, though. He was feeling protected. Book of lies in his mind. What is that, Mr. Reed? I'm trying to see. Let's just flow for a minute. He is wishing for a good decision, but he is hand in hand with the enemy. The enemy was the cops. Okay, it says right here, he didn't know the cause of his anger. That still would be the cops. Here's some numbers could be part of anything, from license to whatever I said before, birthday, apartment, or anything. Okay, he was dealing with people that pick people in the order of them because of, and that would be jail, jobs, army, anything, trafficking, anything, to pick certain kind of people. They decided to wash their hands on an African American, and that was him. Because they was putting him on trial, and he felt like they got a nerve, or they felt he was. Okay, here they are. They barged in with rage. You can't see the card good, but this is a rage card. When you barging into somebody with rage, he's saying, no, no way, I can't, no more, or whatever. Okay, here it is, the flames card. Flames were sparked. You can't see it. I'm telling you what the card says because they like green. Flames were sparked. That's what the card says. And he captured the flames. And he did because he was murdered by a gun. Follow me? Court date back then came up, or court date is going to be coming up because it's going to be refreshed. If it haven't happened, an actual court date, and one happened already, is one coming. Get what I'm saying? Because it say gradually a court date is coming up. So he said whatever he said to these people, and they came back at him with, yeah, me too. So I don't know what he said. Let's flow. a sinful place. So I don't know if they saw him at a regular place he was hanging at or something that was considered a sinful place or what. I don't know. Let's just flow a little bit. And let me just try to get this done for Mr. I'm hearing I'm all cried out. I'm hearing I'm all cried out. But that's the song. Is that for your mother? Who is this for? I'm hearing I'm all cried out over you. I'm all cried out. Was it you, Mr. Reed? You all cried out for your mother? Or was your mother? Yeah, I'm all cried out. Here's entwined in gossip, Mr. Reed. So the police might have had some kind of paperwork on them or something, and that might have been what's considered the gossip. They abused their power temporarily, though, and one of them was sadistic in the bunch. Whoever it was needed soul support. Okay. Okay. He was trying to suit things up for a speedy recovery. Or the family, get what I'm saying, back then, to be able to get through what happened to Mr. Reed. Or this would have been him trying to fix things some kind of way. Okay. He wanted his money and inheritance. Or the family. But it really goes with him from somebody, whoever it is, right? Or the money or whatever, I guess, or whatever's going on. He needs God. He needed God bubble of protection around him to keep him safe because he needed a miracle and had faith over all. Because God says, let's not mask the smell of foul, because it was foul what was done to Mr. Reed. The family had feelings that flow like a river. Because he had negative talk from a leader, that would be the cops, right? Because they are the leaders, right? They're putting them on trial. So some kind of way they might have been talking to him right on their ground before they shot him. He felt they got a nerve. He wasn't going to be settling for their cheating ways. Or they wasn't going to be settling for his cheating ways because he's feeling protected. Right? Because it says right here that it's like a book of lies. Feeling protected. Did he know one of these cops? I wonder, did he know one of them? People got all kind of stuff be going on that you don't know about. Police are crooked too if you don't know that. Let's see. This is like the boardwalk, unlimited light, wherever this happened at. One other time, let's flow. Okay, we have right here that he had to feel the moisture and what this took from him, or the family felt the moisture of what that took from them when this happened to Mr. Reed. Okay, he didn't know the cause of this officer's anger. Get what it's saying? I don't know if he knew this one or not. Get what I'm saying? You don't know who out here, right? Here's some numbers, whatever it could go to, part of anything related to him. I don't know if you can see it good because I can't see it real good. It's 4658. Could go with anything. Part of a license, anything as far as him or part of the policeman. Okay, he had overprotective since his childhood, Mr. Reed. So we have somebody's picking people in the order of, that would be jail, trafficking, jobs. Jail, trafficking, jobs, and what else? Jobs, trafficking, prison. What kind of places, right? Okay, we have right here a sinful place. Here's around a sinful place with glass doors. Sinful place, we can go with the jail, hotel, jail, clubs, bars, church, courthouse, hospital, stores, anything like that. So we have right here that I picked door of love. Somebody said somebody wanted him to do some picking, and he said I picked door one love. Okay, so we have, I feel right here, and here's the gun after that. I feel right, see, because it's saying again, he picked with the love. So I feel it got to be a surrender for him, because it's a different kind of storyline, like not man and woman. This is him and the officers or whoever they are. So he had to, we got to change it around. So he picked love. That means he loved himself and he want to live. Get what I'm saying? I got to change it for the storyline. But here comes somebody going to shoot him anyway. Get what I'm saying? Bulletproof. Somebody shot him, wounded him, and murdered him. And it grossed some people out. Okay, here we go right here. He need to be the best king he could be. Because somebody wanted playtime from him. That means to talk business or romance. So we dealing with the officer, so that's business, right? So they chanced it, or he chanced it and chose, or they chanced it and chose. Unless something else that was in his life, you know, God talking about, right, with anything else. Let's flow. Let's just say evident, there's some kind of money that come regular he was getting. So was they had him on the ground talking about him making money or something? I mean, because they talking about money. Work ethics, you're calling too much. So some kind of way, either he is calling somebody or somebody was calling him or anything like that. As far as work ethics, doing some kind of work. When he was calling somebody as far as work, regular money that come, he was going to chance it and he chose. Okay. Somebody was taking him for a joke, saying, yeah, me too. So maybe he was trying to explain something to the officers and they just looked at him like a joke. For all eyes to see, he is going to get married. He was going to get married, or one of these officers. See, it got to go with either one, because that's who we dealing with, Mr. Reed and the officer. So I got to take this card either way. So this is a gay card and a marriage card. So he was going to either say to people he knew, for all eyes to see, as far as him or the officer. However it is, one of them, which direction, however it is, was going to tell their family and friends about their life. Get what I'm saying? So it says right here that somebody barged toward him with rage, and they did, right? He said, I can, I won't, I don't, or whatever he was saying. Whatever. Anything as far as no, or whatever he was saying. I don't know. I can't tell you what he was saying unless I hear something. Okay, I gotta pause. Let me... Okay, I'm back. Let's see, where was we at with Mr. Reed? Whoa, shoot. Wait a minute. Okay, let's see for Mr. Reed. Okay, we have... So we have power stays with the wife, not with the ex. So I gotta change this card around because we dealing with him and police officers. So power stayed with the police officers, not with Mr. Reed, okay? Because I got to change it around because it's not a love storyline. This is him and officers, okay? So it says that the officers was jerking him around. Follow me? Or the police feel like he was jerking them around, okay? The police had no more time for lack, okay? So we have right here, he changed his mind about a female, whoever she was. So it says right here, no more trying to impress. They was not trying to impress Mr. Reed anymore. They wanted to know, did he do it? Something they wanted to know, did he do? Whatever it is, I don't know. Or a female, he wanted to know, did she do something? Whatever it might be. So it says right here that he had dormant behavior he's holding on to for keepsake or the cops. Follow me? So they decided to wash their hands on Mr. Reed, the African American. It was a chamber of chaos for Mr. Reed, and it was negative. Follow me? Okay, so we have right here that we got a female. We got 2 females. Okay, here's another female. He thought a female was gorgeous and pretty. So I don't know. Whoever these females is, I don't know. He changed his mind about a female. And then here we got another female he thought was gorgeous. So I don't know. Let's just look. Let's just see. Mr. Reed, I guess, right? So let's leave it at that. So we have a court date was gradually building up back then for Mr. Reed. Or for the officers. Or it's going to be coming up now whenever. Okay, let's flow. So it says that he is forcing himself to deal with the hurt, or his parents was forcing themselves to deal with the hurt of what happened to Mr. Reed. Ask yourself why. He had to ask yourself why he stayed in this situation. Didn't give up. Or didn't stop the car, or him and a female, anything like that, something like that, because it says right here that he is dealing with a dangerous love. Mr. Reed, a Pied Piper, some person, a man, right? Somebody that he cared for, somebody he liked any kind of way, whoever, somebody, friend or whoever this is, I don't know. So we had somebody beat him so much, right? In some kind of fashion, physically, mentally, verbally, financially, however, verbally, financially, emotionally, physical, or whatever. Somebody beat him so much. Well, he beat somebody so much. It got to go one way or another, but it usually go with him, right? Where somebody beat him. She rose to the occasion given to her to beat him at his own game. A female rose to the occasion to beat Mr. Reed at his own game is with something, or he rose to the occasion to beat some lady in a situation with something if he was dealing with a woman some kind of way. Okay, this was the next card. So I should have left it like that, but it'll come out eventually. Here's back. Here it is. So we have, he needed to tell somebody that he wanted out, whoever it was, something as far as money deal, anything as far as money, job, and anything. He needed to tell somebody he wanted out. A female or a male, he needed to tell whoever he wanted out, whoever it was. So we have right here that somebody was witnessing and watching while Mr. Reed got X'd out. He got murdered, X'd out, gotten rid of. That's what it means, right? Killed. Okay. So we have a familiar place again, nearby place, familiar. So maybe where Mr. Reed got out at is a familiar place around there that he usually go to. I just don't know. Let's flow. He is going to check the time, a time that was honorable, and the date maybe. Because maybe he was on his way going there, or maybe this would be whenever court gradually come, it's going to be a time and a date set that's honorable or anything like that. Back then or now with court. However it's flowing, I don't know. Okay, he had to get away from the idiot. Right? Because he had to take his power back and get away from the idiot. So the idiot would be the sadistic cop, because we got one main cop that was sadistic and is considered the idiot, and he's hand in hand with the enemy. God said the enemy is all of them put together, whoever was there, but it's one main one. Whoever that is, I don't know. Okay. We got people picking people because of certain kind of people. Follow me? Race, age, or whatever. They was picking because of. So we had the police department. So maybe they focused on targeting certain races. Or people who drug addicts. Or whatever they go after people for. I don't know. They target, right? So he was going to challenge it and spectate. So it says right here that flames were sparked and Mr. Reed captured the flames. So it says he was hand in hand with the enemy, but he is wishing for a good decision. They are light green, you can't see them. The next one is, here's Mr. Reed. This is a sad card. I just want to go home again. At that point, he wanted to go home when he was on that ground. because he felt like that was it. He wanted to go home. I just want to go home again. And it says if he needed help, he had to reach out. But they supposed to have been the help. The cops are supposed to be your help, but they wasn't the help. Remember, God said they was the enemy. He was hand in hand with the enemy. They wasn't the help. So the last card is looking at things realistically, the reality of things. And he was going to be going to court. Or the family going to be going to court as far as this. So let's see. Mr. Reed. Okay. Wait a minute. And let's continue for Mr. Reed. Okay, deck 9 of the abuse. Deck 4 of the healing of the soul. So we're going to take, okay, Mr. Reed was dealing with, was trying to get distant or be distant from a score loser. That would be the cops at the time. So it says right here that you are getting and wanting your freedom from a fortress. His car at the time was a fortress, but he had to work harder on trying to love himself, falling back in love with himself, and had the power of his mind and see that he had to learn to love himself. So it says right here that he had to see, he had to seek what he was looking for. God said freedom is calling him to seek what he was looking for and get out of this mess, God says, because that was a mess he was in. Do he like this stuff, God says, right? Because he is dealing with some karma play, but God wanted him to be strong because he was in a racial area some kind of way, dealing with anything like that, racial or political area. He was entwined in something that he was wondering was his fault, or somebody was saying was his fault. He got along with everybody. This card here is bringing in the happiness, right? So it says right here that we settle for less. And he needed to dig deep to find out why he settled for less. So it says right here, it's a mystery to all that somebody had a lot of demons that they need to confront, right? So we got a 7 and a 3 or 37, right? He had to focus on him now because he is going to get ecstatic about something. Follow me? Somebody need to apologize, though, God says, right? Because somebody felt restricted and they had no way out. And that would be the person who murdered him. So it says right here, he picked someone for full bloom. That is a girlfriend, a wife, a job, or anything like that. So it says right here that he had to start relying on his own voice and speak it. And he was, with that Facebook call, he had to learn how to get himself from under other people's thumbs. So he didn't want to be under the police thumb, the court system's thumbs. Because God said he was an earth angel and he needed to be worked on. He was going to be his own cheerleader at that time. And God said he was around anything that was green and flowery, bushes, greenery, or he had on something that way. Somebody was plunging in with a gun toward him, and that's true. So it says he needed to change into a new version of Mr. Reed, God says, right? So let's just look. Well, so we have right here something was plain and simple. He needed not plain in plain sight. I'm sorry. He need not jeopardize something because some kind of way he wanted to get closer to some girls, or if not him, somebody he know. However it's flowing. Maybe a girl who was gay was in the mix, right? Or maybe this officer. We got to take it either way. The officers or him. We got to go to somebody. He is going to be filling a lecture that would be court, but he didn't, right? But also just the officer around him, that could be considered a lecture. Follow me? Because they was around him, they was talking, communicating. It says he need to tell somebody, him, the truth, whoever the him is, maybe the officer, a sensitive issue. So we have right here that, honestly, evidence shows that he's going to keep picking himself off the ground or off the floor if he didn't change his life. Whoa. God wanted him to make a wish, create a dream for himself, make a wish, make something happen in his life, help was a minute away from him, and the help supposed to have been the cops, but he needed help from them. Follow me? Because he was dealing with something called missable. So we have right here that seemingly something became a mountain with him and the cops. Follow me? So it was continued abuse because he was dealing with a jack of all trades. Right? So it was being he was being torn down and able to build them up. Okay, it says that he was captivating and they wanted him to make up his mind. So I feel like they wanted him to say what they wanted him to say, and that's what be to make up his mind. He was captivating. I'm going to say he was captivating because he had real pretty eyes. Follow me? So I'm going to put it with him and not a woman right now because I don't see any woman cards right here. Okay, so it says right here that or they had their mind focused on him, captivating, focused. Okay, he's walking a thin line while calming his pain, or the cops was. Well, they wasn't calming their pain, so it had to be him. Mr. Reed. So we hear from Mr. Reed what? He was dealing with a Judas, whoever the Judas was. So maybe he knew one of these cops. I don't know. Judas is usually somebody you know. You know him some kind of way, whoever it is. One of these cops or somebody else, a friend of his, somebody. Wonderful conqueror, though. Okay, universe, you know all about it. If it was done to you, would you like that? This would be Mr. Reed's family or Mr. Reed. Or maybe one of the officers, I don't know. You'll know better than nobody else. So here we have the cops saying that. One of them. Okay, so we have one of these cops, or all of them, or whoever was power plague, starving for power. Whoever he was, or whoever, whichever one. He had to make sure, or they had to make sure, that who they was dealing with was an adult and don't just look like one because it could fool them because being immature. So Mr. Reed was immature in some way, and the cops who was dealing with him was immature in some way. Maybe somebody talked to Mr. Reed about eating a certain kind of way, eating healthier. Follow me? It don't have to be vegan. His path would have been working with seniors or in the healthcare industry. He was being appreciative of a house that was sufficient wherever he lived at. Or we could use this card for right then because it was in a car before he went out of his car. So we got a person who got problems with race or people. I am happy with my life no matter my color. So this is a racist card. Follow me? So they had a problem with his color, right? They had to see what was troubling them though. Follow me? So we have right here, he was thinking about chewing on luxurious, making money, living a better life or anything like that. Mr. Reed. Okay. He need to cleanse his mind because he's acting doofy like he didn't know what's going on. Or one of these cops. Follow me. So we have right here that he had to get out of the circles that keep him stuck. Any kind of circle that keep him stuck. Right? He had to know that he was worth $1 million plus more. But the cops needed to know that he was worth $1 million plus more because they didn't treat him that way. They didn't treat him like he was worth $1 million plus more. Okay, here's a caterpillar in this thing. And God says he had to bend forward slowly on things and get out of any circles that kept him stuck. But he wanted to chew on luxurious and have a better life. Anything like that. Follow me. Okay, let's just flow from Mr. The family want to get the truth out of the story. Otherwise, the last card is this right here. Is it my fault? Right? So something could have happened to him when he was in jail before, right? Or if not that, he was stolen from. And I'm going to take it that way. Okay? So he didn't want to go back to jail again. Follow me? So let's just see. Universe isn't anything else for Mr. Show me. Mr. Reed. Anything else for Mr. Reed? Universe before I stop. Anything else, Mr. Reed? 14. What else, Mr. Reed? 14 and 6. I hear 14 and 6. Okay, 14 and 6. 14 and 6. Let's just flow. 14 and 6. Okay, 14 and 6. So this 14 14 is right here. That's what I hear Mr. Reed saying. 14 and 6. Okay. Okay. So this is going to be it, Mr. Reed. Okay, I got you. Let's see. This is number 9, right? Let's just flow through 14 and 6. Let's see. Okay, they tried, they felt they was trying to insult his intelligence, the cops, or they thought he was trying to insult theirs. Okay, he was deceived of somebody of service, and that would be the cops or one of those cops. He might have knew some kind of way or knew him, anything like that. He was getting testy, and it was his prerogative of one of these cops that he was dealing with, right? So we have right here that the cops was looking at him as weak back, right? And they was gonna change and chance it all. Well, he is looking at the cops as weak back. He could do what he wanted to do to them. Okay? He was isolated for a coping mechanism. And it says right here, somebody insinuated something with sharp words to him or him to someone. Then we got a beat card again. He was beaten some kind of way. Physical, mentally, verbally, financially, some kind of way. While he was holding on to Karen. Follow me? Okay, so let's just flow. Okay, it says right here, he's feeling it and having fun. That just simply means he like having fun and he like dressing up. Anything like that, clothes. He had to fight for his sanity. Why did he hold on so long to struggling with these cops or whatever it was? Because he was fighting for his sanity at the end. So the next one is no more pills or addictions or anything like that. So I don't know if he took anything. I don't know if he drank or if he took pills or anything. But this card is where you're trying to tell somebody that you're not doing it, right? You're trying to persuade them, I don't do that. Get what it's saying? I don't sell pills, I don't have pills, I don't take pills, I don't drink, or whatever you're trying to say. Convince somebody. It is okay to let him go. He's going to always know that you'll love him. This would be for the family. You lost yourself, but no more. Because when you're depressed, you lose yourself for a while. Follow me? Beware of the Lord thinker. So it was a Lord thinker some kind of way in his life that lured him some kind of way. We got numbers right here. Could be part of anything from a license, door number, anything. Because opportunity came about for him. Follow me? And he went with a Lord thinker, right, to make some money. Follow me? Look what it's saying. Follow me? You blame me, but they was blaming him. Somebody was reeling in the cash. She or he, whoever was like a church mouse, keeping their mouth shut. Could have been one of those officers. Follow me? Okay. Somebody asked, could they help him? Or he asked, could he help somebody? And he went on with it to do it, or somebody went on to help him. However it's flowing. Okay? A queen demands her respect, but he a king, so a king demands his respect. Follow me? So let's just take these and put them together and work it this way. Okay, we have right here, somebody wanted pillow talk through the extension. Maybe a female wanted to see him in person, or he was talking to a female on the phone, nice and kind to, loving to a female on the phone, or it was a female who wanted him to come to her house, anything like that. Or we can change this to the cops. He wanted the cops to talk decent to him in person, but they wasn't going to do that because they chased them. They was mad, so he wasn't going to get that from them. No more blaming things on money problems for him. The end of his money problems, he felt like, anything like that. Let's go. So we have right here that he wanted a female or the cops, whoever it is, somebody to bring an emotional love he needed because it was intense madness. So I got to put that with the cops. Somebody is anxious here, and he was, because thoughts were spinning in his mind at one point. Okay, it says right here that somebody is 42 and over or 24 and over. I like whoever this person is, but it won't be no caring about this person like it used to be. Or if it's a female he was involved with some kind of way, He love her, but it won't be no romance, right? If it's a female. But if it's one of these cops, and he know one of these cops, because this go with somebody he know, right? He like the person, he care about the person, but it won't be no more caring about him no more, whoever it is. He might have knew one of these cops. And maybe the cop went against him. It might have been the one who shot him. I don't know. Let's just flow here. He's a beautiful dreamer. But he wasn't going to put up with somebody's crap, or somebody wasn't going to put up with his crap anymore. Anything like that. Okay. We got like a player that was searching for love. So we have either he the player and somebody was searching for love from him, or it was a player and he was searching for love. But searching for love usually is a female. So let's just flow. He is a player and it was a lady attached to him that was searching for love. Whoever she is that liked him a lot. So we have right here that how do you know it's true? It was going to be lighting a fire in him. That somebody was tired of his crap, or he was tired of somebody's crap, or a female was looking for love, or he is going to continue to love her, but it was going to be no more romance, or she saying it wasn't going to be no more romance because it was intense energy, madness with him and the lady. He wanted pillow talk from her, and she might decide no, it ain't happening no more. So money problems, he might have needed to get some money for the home, anything like that with him and his female, because we got this right here. Laying down beside you is like my first crush. This could go with a female, him and a female. He had to get away from the haters and the snakes. People who will pull him down, tear him down. Because God said if he had a hard time, don't stay stuck there, Mr. Reed. Your struggles will lead you to the next best place to be. God going to make sure that. So he worked hard on something on the day of the week. Maybe trying to make some money, anything like that. Let's flow. Okay, it was racial abuse against Mr. Reed, and it was hyped up the day that he was murdered. Because we got right here, this is the jobs card. Agencies or anything like that. And there's a bunch of rules, regulations, and things like that because tension came about, right? So it says right here for the family, enjoy the life that God continues to give you and be happy again. The family. So we have right here somebody tested Mr. Reed from the car, and that was the cops. But this a bad card right here. Testing from the car is a bad card. Is a real bad card. Is a negative card. And they was testing them from the car because they was chasing them. So, follow me. Okay, they wore a symbol. That's so true because they cops. So this is accurate and this is accurate because they was chasing them and then they come from an agency. Right? So it goes right in a row. Let's flow. Symbol, logo, tattoos that go for any of those things. Right? So let's just flow here. Racial abuse hyped up. Number 1 card. So it seems like it's doing a female right here. Into his money problems. Maybe he's going to try to make some money, anything like that. Then we got the cops right here. You know all about it. And they wanted to take him to jail. That's the jail card. Okay, so it says right here, when you start to really feel the real, you're going to come out. So the real him was coming out, but the real cops was coming out. Whatever they was like was coming out when they did what they did to Mr. Reed. He had to move away from anything that annoyed him in any situation. And that annoyed him with that situation with the policeman, right? So it says right here that the police wanted to pluck him. And that's what they did. They are light green, right? Because they felt like he is a turncoat. But either him or the female he talking to, maybe she wanted to pluck him or he wanted to pluck her because one of them was a turncoat. It could go either way, him and a female or him and the cops. One of the cops or whoever this is, because he worked hard on something on one day of the week. It don't have to be these days. Or the cops did when they did what they did to him. Or the female did, whatever she did. Whoever did it, right? Let's flow. So we have, he was in his emotions, sensitive. So we have right here, it wasn't ordinary. He got an epiphany, or he was dying right here. Okay? He had to see what things stem from and analyze it. Okay? When love calls, will he answer? Right? So some kind of way, maybe his girlfriend called him. Maybe he's on his way there. Maybe she called on the phone. Because when love calls, will he answer? I can't put this with the cops because they wasn't loving. So he couldn't, yeah. But when love calls, will he answer? Once he was on the ground, he was answering because he was complying when he was on the ground. He gave in. He surrendered on the ground. So there was no need to shoot him on the ground because he surrendered. They just had that anger built up and they feel like they was going to do something about it. Power to stay silent was no more against somebody who didn't look like him. He was going to do some talking, or he did some kind of talking. So that's the talking card. He was looking at what was ahead, or somebody else as far as him, to see if he's a wildcat or go get a person that a hard worker or a loose person. I wonder if if somebody, one of them cops was involved in something. Get what it's saying? I wonder if one of them cops was involved in something. Get what I'm saying? Because this is a talking card. When you're going to spill the beans, get what I'm saying? You're going to talk to somebody. Get what I'm saying? Power to stay silent. Right? Against somebody who didn't look like him. Whatever racist they was, right? One of them at least. And here's the card right here. This usually a lady card, but I'm going to take it another way because I'm using the loose on it, right? Somebody's looking at what was ahead. Want to know if he going to be loose-lipped. Get what I'm saying? Because we got the power to stay silent. He's going to talk, do some talking about something. They want to know if he's going to open his mouth and do some loose-lipped talking. Is he a go-getter as far as work, or is he loose? So I'm going to say the loose with talking because it's coming behind that. Follow me? The person might have made sure because he was going to do some talking. See, because he had to let's say not having protection from his father. He didn't have protection from his father at that time because his father wasn't present at that location, right? But who did this to him is a person who my father was abusive. The cop who did the shooting part was abusive some kind of way in his life. But this would be his father. He didn't have protection because his father wasn't right there around him. So we have right here that maybe the cop lives in a dream home, whatever it is, right? But they wanted to take him to jail, right? But somebody going to jail with this card. This card ain't just sitting here for the fun of it. Somebody going to jail. Let's just flow in the way. Because if that cop was mixed up in something, and he didn't want him to talk. Because it say power to stay silent. Get what the card's saying. Give me something else, Mr. Reed. We got enough time to throw something else on here, Mr. Reed. Okay, let's see. Hands up. 55. Hands up, 55. Okay. Hands up, 55. That means take both fives. 5 and 5. I heard hands up. 55. That means both decks, 5 and 5. Deep. I like that. Oh. Look at Mr. We had this deck already though, but he bringing it out. And I got it. He wanted his credits and his inheritance. He needed God, bubble of protection around him because he had to have faith. Because he had to take his power back. Because he is dealing with an idiot. Follow me? It says right here that he is wishing for a good decision, but God said he was dealing with the enemy. He was hand in hand with the enemy. Because flames sparked right here. And he captured the flames. Because gradually a court date was going to be coming up, or was going to be coming up. If it didn't back then. Against somebody who don't look like him. Because there's no more time for lack. Or back then it wasn't. He didn't know the cause of somebody's anger, or somebody didn't know the cause of his. Follow me? Could be part of a license or anything. Because temporarily somebody abused their power picking certain kind of people. So it would be with black people, follow me? Or people who, if he had anything to do with drugs any kind of way, some kind of way is picking certain kind of people, whatever's going on with these, whatever they was looking for, because we got it 2 times, right? So evidence shows that Mr. Reed was trying to get money. Yep. There's 2 cards, back-to-back money cards. Let's just flow. So we got somebody sadistic. It's back. I'm back. Yeah. Okay, so we had something was canceled 2 times. A time counted to Mr. Reed or time counted to somebody else he is dealing with. Because the pitter-patter card goes with like him and his female. But I can take it to the cops because we can keep it with a female. Him and a female. Whoever it is, maybe he needed to see his female, or it was canceled going to see her, or time counted. If not her, we're going to take it with him and a cop. So we're going to take it as the cop had to focus on Mr. Reed, and they was talking, fussing, or whatever they was doing. Okay? They might have said what they said to Mr. Reed, whatever it might be, or he said something back to them. Somebody said for what? Because he was dealing with a popular crowd that had intense energy, and that would be the cops at the time. Because what they did, they popped up on him. When they did the chasing of him, they popped up on him, and they chased him from wherever they saw him at, right? Jokes are for jokers. He was taking them for a joke, but he is on the battlefield. It says she's not innocent in it. She knows the truth. Some female, whoever she is. Okay, so it says right here, it was hard for them to show him good. Let's just flow. Universe, you know all about Mr. Reed and this situation. Let me just try to see, finish this up. That's it. That's a wrap. I told you the last one I did back then. You murdered him. It wasn't manslaughter. He ain't pulled no gun on you. Oh no. God said it back then. This is for his mother and his family. I'll love you forever, mommy, daddy, and whoever. Be bold and brave in this thing. Get what I'm saying? Okay, that's it. That's a wrap for Mr. Reed. Right, Mr. Reed? You're going to let me know if I got it. If I got it this time. Am I finished, Mr. Reed? Let's just flow. Okay, somebody had cheating ways. And he wasn't going to settle for less. Because it's picking certain people. So I feel like it's the one of these cops. Because cops have all kind of stuff going on with them too, if you know it or not. Get what it's saying? Okay. So it says right here, it was no more time for lack for Mr. Reed, right? Against somebody who didn't look like him. Okay, somebody was putting him on trial, but he felt like you got a nerve putting me on trial. Because some kind of way the person asked him something, or he asked the person something, and the person said, for what, blank, Mr. Reed, or whatever the person's name is. He wanted loyal out of whoever this is. I feel is one of them cops. I feel like it's one of the cops. I feel he knew one of the cops. I really feel he knew one of them. I really did. Probably the one who shot him in the face. Because it wouldn't be some friend of his. Because he dealing with the cops. Get what I'm saying? He ain't dealing with a friend of his. He dealing with the policeman at this time period. He wanted loyal. He needed to deal with what was on his plate and throw away the scraps. Because God says right here that he was dealing with his hand in here with the enemy. At that time, they light green. He was wishing for a good decision, but it ain't happen like that. But it's going to be a miracle to make this person a felon, though. I hate this card because the miracle part is the part I don't like, because it's going to be hard to make it happen. And I hate when it's like that, because he was dealing with a popular crowd, the cops, with intense madness going on. Follow me? And this is his name too. Look, this part of his name. You up in your storyline, Mr. Reed. That's part of your name. D. Okay. So we're gonna say Mr. Reed was keeping his options open as far as whatever in his life, right? Because you up in your storyline, Mr. Reed. That don't usually happen when the names on the cards match, but it do happen. Mr. Reed went somewhere, but it was danger lurking, danger below. Follow me. So we go with this right here. Okay, pitter-pattering around. Usually it be with a man and woman, but we can take it as Mr. Reed dealing with, might have knew one of these policemen. It keep dragging me that way. He might have knew one of these cops with some kind of way. They might have been in some kind of, if that other car come out, I would, it came out earlier, but, okay, somebody was taking him for a joke. When they said, yeah, me too. See, we got money. Money. He had to reveal every layer and talk and reveal everything that he had to reveal and say out to this person. I see the salary-driven card here. This is for Mr. Reed Universe. Okay. He needed to book an appointment because was he really worth it? Was he really worth it? You heard what I said, right? He is on the battleground, the battlefield. She knows the truth. She's not innocent in it all. So we can take the she off and say he. However it is. It's somebody. He, she, or whoever this is. Let's flow. So it says right here, he's around a sinful place. Whatever place it was. Sinful. Courthouse, hospital, gas station, stores, rehabilitation, drug treatment, church, court, prison, wherever it was. He's around somewhere, stores, somewhere. Bunch of sin was going on there. Get what it's saying? He had to ask himself why he hold on. Sorry, that's the wrong card. You'll have to be strong for the best outcome. He had to be strong for the best outcome, or you just holding on for life. Was he holding on to life because somebody moved fast like a gas guzzler toward him? He had to face it pure and straight. It wasn't raisins and lollipops because he had to have faith over all. He had God's bubble of protection around him because he needed a miracle. Somebody was taking him for a joke because they popped up on him. The only ones popped up on him at that time was the cops. He was salary driven and life journey was calling for him not to be salary driven, trying to make money. Okay, he rose to the occasion. We can take the she off and say he rose to the occasion given to him. Follow me? To beat them at their own game. Follow me? Or they rose to the occasion to beat him at his own game. So they rose to the occasion to beat him at his own game by murdering him. He rose to the occasion to beat them at their own game is by just trying to lose them and driving. Flames sparked. And he captured the flames because gunshots happened. Because they rose to the occasion. Remember, he, whoever that he is, because it was complicated for this person to show Mr. Reed love. But he has got the life card. What is life to you, officer? What's life to you? Because it's hard for you to show him love. You rose to the occasion. Okay? So it says right here, gradually a court date was coming up back then for this officer, or all of them, or whoever was there, or Mr. Reed back then, or it's going to be one coming soon, whenever, right? He had to get away from the idiot and take his power back because it would be, the idiot would be the police who shot him. That had to be the one. We got to have the ones who really, or idiots, if God want to say idiots, but if it's more than one, whichever ones, right, who did what they did. Evidence shows he was trying to get his money. The focus was regular money that he get. Here it is. He loved his parents. Love his siblings, girlfriend, or whoever. I'll love you forever. From Sean, right? I'm saying Sean, but I like to say Mr. Reed. Be bold in this and be brave in it, he's saying, right? Because temporarily somebody abused their power with Mr. Reed because he wanted his money. Get what it's saying? He keep coming to, he wanted his money owed to him. That seems like he had some kind of money that he's supposed to be getting from them because I don't see no other people in here he'd be getting money from. Is one of these officers. He didn't know the cause of the officer's anger. Follow me? Because I got to put it with the officer. They the only ones who coming against him on this table and was in his presence, right? To cause harm to him. Here's some numbers. Could be part of anything. Follow me? Here they are. They came to him with rage. Follow me? Okay, he's saying, no, I can't, I won't, I don't have it. Whatever words he's saying, that's no. Because he is interacting some kind of drugs. So it could have been where some kind of drug deal, some kind of selling of drugs. Because I saw on one of them that it was that deal card was in there. This is a drug we know on here, but this could be where he was interacting with pain or interacting with drugs. Follow me? Card accurate. Look at the card saying. It's accurate. Look at the card. There's following him from a distance. Follow me? Here the next card. He murdered him. Follow me? Family wanted to be like it was before. Right? But something was counseled 2 times. And it was important to Mr. Reed as far as something. Or to one of these cops. Or all of them. However it's flowing. I don't know. They didn't want to impress him. They wasn't trying to impress him. No more trying to impress you, Mr. Reed. Here they are. Did you do it? Or do you have it? Or whatever they saying. You can change it around. Do you have it? Did you do it? Or whatever they saying to him. He not asking them. Follow me? Because he was dealing with, out of one of those policemen, somebody sadistic. That needs soul support. Follow me? Because they're picking certain people to do what they wanted to do with, or whatever was going on here, right? So we had somebody that he got along with some kind of way, because it's a dangerous love card. That means somebody you like, you get along with, at least you think they are with you. But God said this person was a Judas, right? Person who had a lot going on. It's one of these policemen, because here he is right here. This Mr. Reed. They washed their hands. This person on an African American, black. This person following him from a distance. He didn't know the cause of the person's anger. Because the person shot him. His mother say in the eyes. So who is this man that shot him in his eyes? Because he talking about money. Every which way. Money. Money he get regular. His money. He said he wasn't going back to jail. You heard him say that in the car. Look at the Facebook thing. He said, I'm not going back to jail. He said that. He going to run and do whatever before he go back to jail, he said. So if it's somebody else he's supposed to be getting money from, or whoever else, I don't see those cards in here. Because God will have the cards that says the drug pusher. I don't see none of them cards sitting here. Certain cards, the ones that say certain things. I only see a bunch of pill cards or nothing in here. See what I mean? I don't see none of that. Just the only thing as far as drugs right here. And it's not saying that he was on drugs or anything. This card not meaning that interacting. You can be passing drugs, interacting. Get what it's saying? Because it said that, which one? It might be the one I just did. That he's trying to convince somebody that he don't do that no more. I don't do that no more. Whatever it is. They might be saying, do you take drugs anymore? You sell drugs, you take drugs, you drink. Or whatever they saying. And he trying to convince. Get what it's saying? It was hard for this person to show him good. Because this person looked at him as a liability. It was in, I saw that card. It must have been one of the ones I did already. This is the last one though. This is the last card. He decided to wash his hands on Mr. Reed, the African American, because this person was sadistic, right? He needs soul support though. God says it's going to be a miracle to get this person behind bars. I believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. Yeah. Yeah, I believe in miracles. Anything is possible. If men can go to the moon, like they say, if you believe somebody can go to the moon and you haven't went up there to know for yourself, that means there's such thing as miracles. You should believe that this man can get behind bars. It's something you ain't seen with your own eyes. If you haven't been on the moon, you can't say anything. You can go off of what you heard and pictures you saw, but you don't know it until you do it yourself. Then you can say, I know it. So as long as they say men can go to the moon and all these different things you hear, is a such thing as a miracle. Get my drift. That means this man can go down. It's just a matter of time. I know the family wanted to be soon, but everything works in time and divine timing. Okay, this is the Brass Love 1, Healer Tarot here on YouTube. This is storyline reading from Mr. Reed. I don't want to say it wrong. Drejion Reed, who was murdered. Because God said it in my last storyline last year, or whenever I did the storyline, or year before I did for Mr. Reed. In Indianapolis, he was a 21-year-old young man fleeing from the police. That's true. But just because he was fleeing, that didn't mean that he's supposed to get a death sentence. If you wanted to lock him up, that's what you supposed to did. Put the handcuffs on him, not murder him. That was all about ego and pride and maybe something else going off with this last storyline looking like it was something else. Even hooked on to that. This is the Brass Love 1.